Hey everybody, I just finished a meeting with my game development team. We are making a mobile game called Biovirus. It's a horror games, doesn't really matter. The subject I want to talk about today is how do you decide what is worth implementing and what isn't really worth implementing. So as to give a little bit of context to the whole thing, we had a big playtest for our game. Tens of people played the game and gave feedback, gave forms, and said what they like and don't like about the game. After countless meetings and looking over the data, we came to a consensus, the whole team, on about 40 or 50 action points, like specific. For example, the delay here in the tutorial is too long, make it shorter. Or we have to solve these 5 bugs that appeared. Like very clear, objective pain points of the game that we have to fix. They are not high risk and they are not, they will not take very much to implement. There's nothing on that list that takes more than 1 day. Nothing. And so we can disperse it across a team, and every team member will fix parts of it. And in a couple of weeks, with everything fixed, the game will be much more solid and powerful. And now somebody from the team came up with another action point, which is very valid. We have, when we implemented the game first, Biovirus is a horde game, so we have a lot of enemies that are coming towards you. And the first instance of the game, you had hundreds of enemies at the same time on screen. Maybe 400 enemies. That was a lot for a mobile game. And so we decided to go on an approach that is not using rigid body or colliders. It's a very interesting and sophisticated formula. And so we handle damage and everything else without colliders because we had a lot of enemies. But now we changed the game and there's a maximum of 100 enemies on screen at the same time. And so there is a very legitimate idea of adding colliders and rigid bodies to fix the issues because you have some issues with the game in its current state. For example, sometimes there's a chance that the enemy will not hit you, or sometimes there's a chance you will not hit the enemy. It's something small, but it's noticeable. And fixing this will bring positive impact to the game 100%. But doing this is weeks long endeavor. Like maybe development takes 1 to 2 weeks. Updating assets because we have assets on CDN on cloud is something that has to be tested. Is something very complicated which involves at least 3 people: developer, tester, and the manager. And so you take time from 3 people and you're doing something, you're implementing something that will bring value, but will never compare to the value you can bring by fixing 40 or 50 action points. And so what we decided is we're going to fix this, but not now. We're going to push it a little bit later after we finish everything that is easy to do and brings a lot of value. And so if you have a game right now and you have a team and you need to decide on what you're going to implement and what you're not going to implement right now, there's a very easy way to decide what is very urgent, what is very important, and what is a low-hanging fruit, we say. Like think of a tree and apples in a tree and try to reach all of the apples that are very low, right? Because they're easy to fix, they're easy to implement, but they bring a lot of value. A lot of value. Let me give you an actual example. Let's say you are in the first time user experience of your game, and the very first screen the user is going to see is a screen that says, "Hello, traveler," whatever. And that screen has a tap to continue text on the bottom. And right now there's a bug, and you have to do tap, tap, tap. You have to press 3 times for some reason. This is catastrophic. Like, this is going to kill your retention. This is going to kill your game because there's a lot of people that the game is not responsive. It sucks. And so fixing this takes seconds, let's say minutes, maybe 1 hour if it's something complicated, right? But it brings a lot of positivity. It brings a lot of good stats to your game. It's very important to fix it. Whereas if you are in the first time user experience and the boss, you have a boss in your game, sometimes there's a 5% chance that the boss spawns on top of the player and kills the player. That's very bad also. But there's a 5% chance. And fixing it is a very long adventure because you have to find the bug, you have to reproduce the bug, you have to test the bug, right? So just compare things and decide, is this worth it? Yes. Is it worth it now? No. So that's a very quick video for you about how to decide what to fix and what to implement and when to do so, right? Because I'm going to blabber for 2 more minutes. When you are in a team, the bigger the team is, the more opinions we're going to have if your team is healthy, right? Because you want to give most people the opportunity to share ideas, right? And so people will share ideas, and sometimes they will feel not included because, hey, I mean, this is very important for me, but the team doesn't want to fix it, so I'm not important. That is not true. And it's your job, and I'm assuming if you're watching me right now, there's a chance you are a manager or a team leader. It is your chance, very important, it is your chance to make sure that everyone is somewhat happy with the result. And you make sure that you tell them it's not about the idea, it's not about you per se, it's about the idea. The problem is not with you, the problem is with how with what you said, right? Because we do not believe that fixing the boss, which is going to take 3 days, is worth it for us right now. And argue, because that's why we have meetings, that's why we have a team, so that you can argue, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. And so whoever is going to bring upsides to the team, to the project, and to the longevity of the studio is what matters, right? Because first of all, we want to have a good project, because a good project means a good game, and a good game means happy players. And that's what we want at the end of the day. We want our players to be happy, and we want our players to feel like they actually play a game, and these developers are cool. That's what we want. We want them to be immersed in the game, and we do that by being structured and balanced as a team. See you.